If you're like me and you grew up in North Texas, then more than likely you've been to Six Flags Over Texas. But what a lot of people don't know is Six Flags Over Texas has a ghost story. Today we're exploring the haunting of Six Flags Over Texas. Now, this haunting supposedly happened many years ago. The tragedy that caused this haunting happened many years ago, before Six Flags. There was an old farmhouse on the property where Six Flags sits now. And supposedly, a little girl named Annie drowned in the creek, which is called Johnson's Creek. What a lot of people don't know, though, is that supposed farmhouse where Annie lived still resides on the property today. Now, it was moved from its original location to make way for the pathways to walk and all that good stuff. And it's actually a little yellow looking farmhouse that's been turned into a concession stand, which currently resides over by the Big Giant. Now, there's several accounts of different things that go on in the park. Several employees have heard a little girl laughing. Many people said they've actually experienced a little girl running past them giggling, and they could physically feel as if somebody ran past them, but not physically see them. Supposedly, she's very playful, and she likes to hang out in a few different spots. One spot is close to the train tracks, where the train goes around the park, and she obviously frequents the house that she lived in. People report that the upstairs lights will be turned on sometimes, and what's crazy about that is there's only an access point to that upstairs room now by a set of exterior stairs, and the door is locked. It's actually an unused storage area from what I understand, so nobody really goes in there. But apparently sometimes the lights will be on. There's curtains in the window, and numerous people have reported you can physically see curtains being moved when no one's there. She's been spotted down at Johnson's Creek. I actually heard a story from somebody I know a long time ago that they used to work in that area, and they used to have to do trash detail every day. And so this person would have to go down and walk around Johnson's Creek collecting trash. They said that a storm was blowing in, so it was kind of thundering and lightning out. The storm hasn't quite got there yet. And they said it was the most freakiest feeling to be down there. You could just feel eyes upon you. There's actually a photo. I believe it's over close to where the Judge Boy Scream roller coaster is, near the lake. There's actually some photographic evidence of this little girl named Annie. I'll put the photo up right here so you can see it. This is a story that's always intrigued me, because my whole life I've always have gone to Six Flags. That was the cool place to be when I was growing up. Have a season pass, go to Six Flags every weekend. And considering that I'm already a paranormal buff as it is, it's always been very intriguing. And quite frankly, I'm pretty sure she's probably not the only spirit that roams out there. There's been several recorded deaths throughout the years at Six Flags Over Texas. Some pretty recent. Some happened in the past. sometimes when you go to, if you go to Six Flags a lot, it's kind of eerie because there'll be some days where there won't be a whole lot of people at the park. It's just weird how it works sometimes. And it'll be at closing time and it's dark out, and you'll be walking from the back of the park with almost just whoever you're with. There's literally nobody else around. So it's cool. It's creepy. Now, I've never really tried to dig into the historical facts of this. Apparently it happened back in the 1800s, so I'm pretty sure we would never really find a whole lot of documentation on this. I'm sure Six Flags might have some information pertaining, back when they actually bought the land, who the land belonged to. I mean, I'm sure you can find those kind of records. I'm pretty sure that the name of the family that owned the land was Johnson, because the creek's name is Johnson's Creek. So that would make sense, and I believe her name should have been Annie Johnson, technically. And of course, Six Flags has never officially recognized this haunting. But whether they want to or not, it is definitely a part of the mystique of Six Flags over Texas. Because it is truly a magical place. It really is. But it's got a few ghost stories to go with it. Anyways, guys, make this one short and sweet tonight. This is one of those ghost stories I've carried with me my whole life. I have actually attempted to reach out to Six Flags over Texas to try to convince them to maybe get some firsthand eyewitness accounts on film. But unlike most theme parks, Six Flags has a very strict no cameras policy. You can even, I have heard that they will even kick you out if they think you're filming with your phone. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. I'm sure if you're just taking photos and personal videos with your family or whatnot, as long as you're not on the rides, isn't a big deal. But I think if they caught on to if you're actually like out there filming, like for a YouTube video or something, I think they would kindly ask you to either cut it out or leave. Because they're pretty set in their ways. I've talked to about 3 people by this point about possibly going out there for that reason, and they want absolutely nothing to do with it. But hey, that's neither here or there. But I highly suggest if you ever make your way out to Six Flags over Texas, please stop by the little yellow house over by the Texas Giant. It is truly an original piece of the folklore that surrounds North Texas. Anyways, stay creepy.